After a decade in big tech, I decided to create a channel to share my thoughts on where we are in the trajectory of AI. Of course, all things data, and also to help people as they get on their journey of integrating AI into their life. Like, what are some of the things that you can actually do? So, I'll have demos and I'll also speak through concepts. Today, I got two concepts that I'll give to you. One is the Meliocentric model, so that's something that I came up with myself. I'll explain it out to you. And then this other concept is the frictionless world. Now, I am here to argue that AI is larger than the internet. It's bigger. It is more impactful in the history of humankind than the internet. And before I say that, I want to say let's put some respect on the internet's name. Think about what it actually did. So the project started in like the 60s. It actually really was invented in 83 when the internet protocol came out. But it didn't actually meet that exponential growth and the consumer need until 89 when the World Wide Web came out, right? So if you're thinking about AI in that same sort of mold, these different concepts that kind of build on each other over time, where are we in the trajectory of this AI boom? Well, I will say that since I have been working in big tech, I've heard things like machine learning. I've thought about predictive models. I took stats, over a decade ago, and all of these things are kind of fundamental to what we're seeing with AI. But this generative AI concept is something new, and it actually allows for us to inject reasoning into a lot of the things that we do in the digital world. Now, let me not go too far down these concepts. Let me just kind of ground you in the realization that what happened in 83 for the internet protocol, just recently happened for AI. We call it MCP. So this is how model control protocols. So they have the ability to have a model sitting your model. So my Claude is running. It can communicate back and forth with other servers that might have my data. So let's say like Google Drive, for instance, I can communicate with that, right? That's MCP, right? It's a similar way that the internet connected different packets back in the day. So I don't want to go too far down that analogy, but what I want to say is that we're not quite at the final phase of AI. So what I'm trying to argue to you is what I think the equivalent of the World Wide Web or the dot-com boom was to the internet, I believe is central to this idea of the meliocentric model. Now, the way that you interact with the digital world today is you have different platforms that you go to. You go to LinkedIn for professional updates. You go to Gmail to do your email. You actually go to Facebook to get updates on the family. You go to Instagram to post photos. You click on Grubhub to order something when you're hungry. You might do TaskRabbit if you have something that you want to get done. Right. The digital world, the physical world. There's parallel worlds going on right now, right? You have your digital self and you have your physical self. What the internet did was it was a very rudimentary way of allowing for you to step into the digital world. And I think that was like the first way of kind of doing it. I believe that AI allows for you to step into the digital world with superpowers. And I'm not saying that hyperbolic. AI allows for you to go between the physical and the digital world and to have superpowers when you go into the digital world. If you've ever seen the movie Ready Player One, where you have a digital self, or even in the Matrix, when the digital self, Neo, was able to be uploaded with different skills like Taekwondo. A lot of people who have played in Claude understands that there's something called skills that you can give to your agent, right? So there's this world in which everything revolved around the platforms, right? I have to go here, and in this new world, I believe that you will deploy your agent, give it access to all of the digital things that you would like to connect with day in and day out, right? Be it email, be it scheduling with ZocDoc, be it text messages, banking, all of the things that you interact with in the digital world. Name them, right? You would then give your brain in your brain are all of the interactions that you may have had with your doctor, all of the decks that you may have created in your professional career. All of these things are your brain, right? You give that to your agent, and I'll kind of explain what an agent it is, and then it is able to act with you still in the loop. You just approve things, right? To do all these things that you want to do, and think about when you want to so right now you're beholden to their algorithm, to Instagram's algorithm, to YouTube's algorithm. Think about a world in which you control your own algorithm. Your life's algorithm is what you want it to be. This is a new paradigm shift where I can decide that, hey, for this month's period of time, I'm going on a diet. So now my agent knows to order things in a certain way on my Instacart. I'm going on a budget. Understands that certain things, like from a transaction standpoint, sending somebody reminders, doing the things that I need to do to be coached into good habits, right? Nudging me along throughout life, right? And in a very automated way. In a way in which all I want to do is say, hey, I want to be a better person. Hey, I want to be a millionaire. What would it take for me to get there? Nudge me there, right? And all of the digital interactions that I have with you, I can send you messages via your iPhone. I can, cancel subscriptions for you. I can get subscriptions for you and then put things on your calendar to actually go to that meditation app, right? And I could ask you, are you doing these things? Have you called your mom? So, think about all of the things that you do in the digital world. You don't do anything without your iPhone. So the difference is, instead of you actually being dependent on the algorithm of all of these different platforms, all of the digital world starts to revolve around you. So as the same way that it shifted from the geocentric model to the heliocentric model, you become the center of the universe, and you can cut out all of the noise. You can have it apply all of the privacy filters or filtering that you would want for Threads or Instagram or TikTok. And you can ensure that the only things that are coming to your platform, because in this world, I'm going to larryfgordon.com and I'm logging in, and I'm going to my own dashboard. I'm not going to any other platforms. I'm going to my own platform. Right? I got my own place on the internet where I go and log into. And the people that I want to communicate with, I can communicate with them, right? Through different methods. And everything will be shifted around the individual and their life's algorithm. So when I talk about, this is the Meliocentric model, right? Where everything starts to shift around you, right? It's a Meliocentric model. Now, that dovetails into this concept of a frictionless world. So what do I mean by a frictionless world? Well, this is where AI companies are wanting things to head. I want you to be able to seamlessly interact with all of the digital world in the easiest way that you would like to. So in the same way that you might do subscribe and save for Amazon, where they start to think about, at what point in time can I predictably understand you will probably run out of toilet paper, right? Or hand soap. Think about that, but automate it throughout your whole life, right? So it's frictionless for you to want to start a diet and stick to it, or to be able to be on a budget, right? Like they're moving towards a frictionless world, right? And that frictionless world, I believe, will send us into the meliocentric model, right? So both of these concepts kind of play together, but the way that they actually are enabling this frictionless world is they call it MCP. So now my model, anything that I'm kind of interacting with, I can go and interact with, Salesforce, Shopify. They all have MCP servers where it's not the code. It used to be an API where I'd have to send specific commands to get back a specific set of data, or to do a specific thing, post something, read comments or whatever. I have the ability to introduce reasoning, right, into that. So I don't have to say if this, then that. I can say, give you a set of parameters, give you an understanding of my brain, and then it would be like me sifting through it and kind of doing it, right? So both of these concepts sit together. The meliocentric model, which is entered into by this frictionless world, right? So this frictionless world leads us into the meliocentric model. Now, what does that mean, right? I think some people will embrace this world. I think once you start to build a relationship with Claude, you will start to understand where you can go with this. Now, in some ways it kind of introduces this new like red pill, blue pill, like how much of this automated world do you want to kind of go into? I think a lot of people, once they realize how you can automate out things from a digital standpoint, and really kind of shift your life's algorithm, people will really kind of stick to that. I do think there's a natural equilibrium between human and AI. So I'm not going to say like, hey, everything is going to go one way or the other. I don't think it'll act like that. I think there will be a natural yearning for human interaction. I think the value of human interaction, of human craftsmanship, will actually go up. So it just only makes sense when you look at a marketplace, supply, demand. But I think the people who will thrive in this new world are those people who are both curious and imaginative. I don't even believe that the people I don't have the right imagination yet to understand all of the things that AI will bring to us. So I'm excited to continue diving into it, presenting more concepts to you, trying to help you understand it in a way that sticks. If you enjoyed this and you made it this far, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.